Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about Lara Croft Tomb Raider because Square Enix, WTF, WMFT for real, like motherfucking what the hell, Square Enix. Look, we tried it. We tried it your way. We tried it the new feminist bullcrap approach way of, hey, let's reboot Lara Croft and let's make her this timid girl and she'll eventually become the Tomb Raider that we all know, love, and today. And the bitch ain't there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's not there. She hasn't been there. She ain't never got it. And she's never going to get it. 3 games and she still ain't the Lara Croft Tomb Raider that I want her to be. Especially the Shadow of Tomb Raider. Come on now. This reboot nonsense is annoying. All you have to do is just reintroduce her. All you have to do is reintroduce her. When we first was introduced to her, we didn't get that whole timid bullcrap nonsense. And I thought this was going to be nuanced to the character itself. But each game has progressively gotten worse because it's the same nonsense. The first one, okay, understandable. But after she got off that island, I thought the next game, she'll be training really hard. She'll be able to do backflips. She'll be having her double pistols and stuff like that. She'll be the little snarky, more confident, experienced woman that she normally is in regular one. But she's not. She is not. And then you guys did a reboot movie based off of that terrible ass, based off of the reboot game, and it wasn't even good neither. Like, no offense, I'm sorry. When the Angelina Jolie movies were better than the Tomb Raider reboot games and the movie, I don't know what to tell y'all. I want Lara Croft to be Lara Croft again. I want her to be sexy. I want her to be appealing. I want her to be a female Indiana Jones. And I'm over this timid, shy girl who of 1 minute she's afraid to kill, but in the next minute she'll kill when she needs to. No, it conflicts so much. It's so much, especially from the first game to the second game, is so jarring. And I understand some people was like, there are tied in comic books or whatever, but I ain't got time for all that. A lot of us ain't got that kind of time in there, because even then, her personality is completely different from the video games in the comic books. So what's happening here? Lara Croft deserves attention. She deserves a spotlight. People deserve to know who this character is. I mean, people do know who she is, but she deserved to be treated better than this. Square Enix, especially after that Angel of Darkness bullcrap, you would have thought that you guys would have came back, especially since it went to Crystal Dynamics after the first game, after the first reboot game. I'm not going to knock the first reboot game because the first reboot game was completely different than anything that I would have thought from Tomb Raider. But then the second game and the third game felt like it was trying to recapture the same nonsense with the first reboot game, and that's not what should happen. We should have progressed, and instead we didn't really progress at all. Really, it didn't feel like a progression. It felt like we were literally playing the first game, just in different location. Even the same beats, we keep hitting the same beats for beats. Like, Lara Croft and a few people, they get on a boat, or they drive somewhere, or they're in a plane or something like that. Crap happens, natural disaster happens. She gets split up from the crew or whatever, and she and the crew magically manage to survive. And then one of her first big deals is killing her animal. Woo, big whoop. And I gotta learn how to survive and stuff like that. Go hunt animal first. Okay, come back, sit at the little thing. Okay, now create a weapon, bow and arrows, because apparently she still ain't learned from the first game or whatever. And then let's go and have her kill an animal. Let's have her kill an animal, and then we go and do the same. The same pace for the majority of the game is basically traveling through a forest, figuring out how to contact people. She found somebody. It's usually some ancient prophecy of immortality again, like it normally is, and it's up to Laura to figure out what's going on or whatever. And then of course she's doing all the work while then all of a sudden these cultists or Trinity, who's supposed to be the new villains, are literally like, hey, thanks for finding the stuff for us or whatever. And then her and I guess now Jonah, he's the only one that came from all the other games. Everybody else just said screw it. Each game they didn't, they decided to leave, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Lord have mercy. And it's just the same nonsense. And then at the last minute, when we fight the final boss, we finally get the double pistols. Do. Now we finally get it. Great. And we go off. And Laura promised to find Trinity or whatever. But it's like, okay, but come on now. The first game I can understand. The second game, that should be like a midpoint. By the third game, she need to be looking like I said, Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider, PlayStation 1 Lara Croft. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I don't know where this whole thing of she needs to be this grounded character or whatever, or she can't be sexy. She's not allowed to be appealing or whatever. I don't know. It needs to go out the door. It really does need to go out the door because it's annoying. I'm tired of it. I'm bored of it, to be honest. I'm just not really feeling it right now anymore. And it sucks, to be honest. But that's how I really feel about the Tomb Raider franchise. I want to see this sexy, confident Lara Croft character because she is a good character. And I'm not even talking about surface level traits. The surface level traits is just the icing on top. But now she is lukewarm and I'm just bored with her. She became stale so quick. The things that made her Lara Croft isn't there anymore. She's whining, she's naggy, she's screaming, she's falling all the time. She has no coordination. She's timid about killing people, but then we killing folks playing as her. So it goes against her own character. Then she's confident and tough in the comic books, but then in the video games, she ain't there yet. I don't know what to tell y'all. Her new design really isn't all that appealing at all. To be honest, she's gotten uglier throughout the games. Like the first reboot Tomb Raider game was pretty decent, and then the graphics got better for the second game, but she looked like she got fat. I don't know the model, not the people that actually modeled for the character, but the model that they decided to end up using. Lara Croft looked like she fat as hell. You know what I'm saying? Fatter. And in Shadow Tomb Raider, it just felt like y'all just gave up. Y'all didn't even try to reinvent her. Y'all didn't even try to give her any of her classic ponytail looks or feels. No sunglasses, no double pistol barrels, no high short tops, no command boots or anything. No black gloves. You know what I'm saying? And of course they give us alternate costumes. But alternate costumes ain't much of nothing when the character is not Lara Croft yet. I don't understand 3 games and she still ain't Lara Croft yet. She still ain't Lara Croft yet. Are we that that dried from ideas, or we do have ideas, but because we're trying to be restrictive and not offend certain people because the company wants these rules and regulations is why Lara Croft has become boring. Because that's what she is. She is boring. Like, I don't know. Lara Croft used to be interesting, and now she's not. Like, I remember playing the games on the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3, and I had more fun playing them than I did the current one. Again, the first Tomb Raider reboot game was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, because it did change the formula or whatever. But the second and third game, I was just like, I am bored to tears. These games are boring. They're boring, and that's one thing Lara Croft should never be. She should never be boring. And yet here we are, me making a video about how boring she is, and I'm just like, oh Jesus, Jesus Christ, Jeez Louise. But I don't know, guys. That's just me. That's just my opinions and my thoughts about the whole situation. She is just relatively boring right now, and I hope they change her. I hope maybe we'll get a fourth game in the series, in the reboot franchise. If not, reboot her again or pick up where the last Tomb Raider game picked up at, and just pretend like the last two Tomb Raider games. And I'm talking about before the reboot. I think it was Angel of Darkness and another one that was horrible. Just pretend like those two games didn't exist, and then pick up from the games before that, and just work your way over. That's how I feel. And let's bring Lara Croft back. Let's bring the Tomb Raider character back, and let's let her be more exciting and sexy and adventurous and snarky and highly intelligent and almost like this amazing super spy sort of. Like she had techniques like a super spy, and I miss it. I really do miss it. Laura, please, can the real Lara Croft please come back, please? But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.